This video is going to illustrate the difference between demand and quantity demanded. Okay, so to start off with, we have our original demand curve in blue, and then we have an increase in demand curve that we've labeled D sub 1, and we have a decrease in demand, which we've labeled D sub 2. So let's look at what happens when we have, let's say that we are looking at some good or service that is priced at $1. Okay, so originally when it was priced at $1, I was buying 3 units. Now that I have an increase in demand, I'm going to buy 5 units. And if I have a decrease in demand, I'm going to buy 1 unit. Okay, so here we see that as my demand increases and decreases, if we hold the price constant, my quantity demanded increases and decreases. Okay, this is very different than when we have an increase in demand. Let's say when we're moving from $1 and we're going to go up to $2, and I'm not going to increase or decrease the overall demand. I am just going to say that this is a change in price. Okay, so this is the new price, and where it intersects with my demand curve, my original demand curve is right there. Okay, so if the object increases from $1 to $2 in price, I'm simply going to move along my existing demand curve. Okay, that is what we call a change in quantity demanded because the price has stayed the same. I do not like, whatever good this is, chewing gum. I do not like chewing gum any more than I used to. The only reason that I'm increasing the amount that I'm purchasing is because they have lowered the cost from from $2 down to $1. Okay, so I am leaving the $2 and moving down to $1. I'm moving up and down my existing demand curve because there's a change in price. Okay, it has nothing to do with how much I like this good or service. So basically, if we look at any demand curve, we can take the last demand curve just because it's not marked up yet. If we look at any demand curve, we can see that along that demand curve, there are many different price quantity combinations. Okay, so let's just look at 3. Okay, these are all different price quantity combinations on the same demand curve. So when we talk about demand, we're talking about the overall curve, where when we're talking about quantity demanded, we're looking at one specific price quantity demanded combination. Okay, the actual quantity demanded that is at that price. Where when we're looking at the overall demand curve, it's all the different price quantity demanded combinations combined. Okay, so that's kind of how you need to differentiate between quantity demanded versus demand. Same thing for quantity supplied versus supply.